Hi, I'm Danny Ecker. In this Friday edition of Chicago Business Today, Peter Thiel. This week, Lightbank co-founder Brad Keywell brought more than 150 globally renowned minds and personalities to the Windy City for the first ever Chicago Ideas Week. And among the various events and workshops was a debate featuring Peter Thiel, the man who created PayPal and was the angel investor of a little startup back in 2004 called Facebook. Thiel squared off with Northwestern University President Emeritus Henry Beenan about the merits of getting a modern college education. Last year, the venture capitalist launched the Thiel Fellowship, which offers $100,000 each to 20 students under 20 if they opt out of college to pursue their own venture. I asked Thiel about the message he's hoping to send with the program, as well as his view on the Chicago tech startup environment.
We'd like to send the message that sort of people have the destiny of their own lives is in their hands, and people can make something out of their lives. They don't have to get a degree or a credential thing. There's no right time to be an entrepreneur. You can start early, you can start late. Startup companies are ways to implement great ideas about making the world a better place.
You obviously have a lot of experience yourself with starting your own companies, funding companies. If there's a piece of advice you give to someone who's starting a tech company today, everyone talks about a bubble that could be coming with tech companies. What is it? What do you tell them?
Lots of pieces of advice, but I'd say one question I often ask is, why will the 20th person join your company? So the person who starts it, it's always cool to be the founder or CEO or something like that. By the time you're at person number 1,000, the company's succeeding or something, but the 20th person, you have to have some compelling narrative about why the company is solving a really important problem. It's like subprime mortgage brokers saying people should buy houses.
Here in Chicago, a lot of talk about Groupon and a lot of talk about tech IPOs. We talked a lot about the bubble during the debate of the 90s, and any similarities, any differences that you see with tech companies that are just blossoming now?
I think the tech story is real and nobody believes it, and the 90s the tech story was largely fake and everybody believed it. So I think in many ways what people were saying about technology in '99, especially on the internet side, that there was this old economy, it was going to be replaced by a new economy, I think that's actually real at this point, but people actually weirdly don't believe it. And I think the Groupon IPO will be very interesting to look at and see what happens. They've certainly had a rough patch the last few months. On the other hand, I do think people are a little bit too negative on all these things, and we have to realize that there is this incredible potential for transformation, especially on the internet and computer side.
A lot of people here trying to build up Chicago and say, well, Chicago, we can hang up there with Silicon Valley, with Boulder, with Boston, where some of these other companies are blossoming. What perception do people in San Francisco, in the Bay Area, have of Chicago as a tech startup area?
Well, I think people in San Francisco and Silicon Valley are incredibly focused on themselves, and that's probably not always the right thing to do. The race for whoever is best besides Silicon Valley in the U.S. is very open, and there's no reason Chicago can't win that race. I'd like to think that Silicon Valley is in a category of its own. There are a lot of things Chicago has that are very good. It's a center with a lot of talented people. It's affordable, which is important when you're starting a company and people don't have money. I think the people have a good work ethic. Chicago is sort of representing, in many ways, the very best of Middle America.
And for the record, in the debate during which those attending voted for the most compelling argument on whether too many kids go to college, Thiel's side in support of the notion won. And that's this edition of Chicago Business Today. Be sure to stick with chicagobusiness.com for breaking news throughout the day. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.